it's not really my cup of tea necessarily, but it's not that bad. But then Akamath came in with the steel chair. Quack.
Welcome to the Little Duck Book Club with Duck number 1,
Ren, and Duck number 2,
Anna. And welcome to our yearly review of the book year that we had, this time 2025.
This time and never again.
Was es saying, so jung kommen wir nicht nochmal zusammen. The Germans and their fucking proverbs. Okay, yeah. As always, we have prepared some questions. I got the Goodreads awards right here, though this time they weren't that exciting. The romantasy section is always what I look at, because I'm interested, like, which fandom wins out, who votes more. And with Alchemized and Onyx Storm, one of the Fourth Wing books, I was like, oh, who will win? So I've got that, and I think we also have, like, just the stats, the YouTube stats, I guess.
I mean, yeah, we can talk about them a bit, but I don't know if the viewers really care. Like, we love looking at our stats.
At the stats. And then we have your comments that you left on our post that we did.
And of course, also all the questions we answer in regards to what we read this year and how we feel about it. Yeah. We would be delighted if you left a comment also giving your answers to these, because we love to chat, as you know. We are very talkative.
Yappers unite.
Yapper Nation.
Yapper Nation. But yeah, so it's a cozy get-together, like every single time. I think this is the third time?
This is our third one.
It's so exciting. Oh, well, and funnily enough, the first question we always have is what our favorite 3 books that we read.
The good threes.
The good threes. So, do you want to start?
Should we start at, like, number 3 and work our way up?
Yeah, we can do that too.
Start at number 1.
I wrote it down with, like, 1, 2, 3, but yours makes a lot of sense. So I would say we start with, like, third first.
So, my third of the year third favorite book of the year was Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I finally got around to reading it, and it was really fun. I also read Harrow this year, but I have a strong bias to Gideon. I love Gideon. Yeah. And as people know who read them, Gideon's not really in the second book as much. And I love her POV. She's my little guy. I love Gideon. So I have a strong attachment to the first book.
I do have the book. I just I didn't read it yet.
I mean, I only had the peer pressure because I borrowed it from someone. So it was like, I should probably read this sometime. Yeah. So yeah. But that's my number 3.
It's something we'll address in a minute. Me and not reading books.
Actually, that's really funny. All my top 3 books are really gay this year. Which is great.
Well, it's a jolly time.
It says a lot about me.
So my number 3 does have a little bit of gay in it, actually, but, like, that's not the main part. It's, I ventured into new genres, medieval horror, with Between Two Fires by Christopher Buhlmann? I don't know if he's actually German or something. But I really enjoyed that. It was a TikTok buy. So basically, at some point, TikTok decided to, like, give me book recommendations for medieval horror books.
Yeah, I wonder why. What of your interests could possibly intersect with medieval horror? It's a mystery.
It's so nice. We'll get to that in a minute. But I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's for everyone because it's very episodic. So it's like they go through these different little stages, and it could feel like a monster of the week sort of situation until it turns into, like, the end plot. But I love the setting and the vibe, and I think like normal contemporary horror, I don't know if that's, like, too much my thing, but if you have a little extra like a medieval aspect, or I also love, like, sci-fi horror. I think that's really interesting too. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad because, like, a TikTok buy could, be a real Griffin's Claw, you know? You can really mess that up.
A grab in the toilet.
Just sticking a hand right in there. But this time
it was
good.
So happy.
I'm glad. I'm really glad.
So what's your number 2?
My number 2 is He Who Drowned the World, which is the second book in the Radiant Emperor duology. I also liked She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. And I also liked the first book, but the second book is really where we get, like, our two... Well, yeah, they're, like, two main protagonists. There's a lot of POV characters, but it feels like those two are the people who drive most of the plot. And they finally interact. Before they're on different sides of a conflict, and they're both, like, you get to see what they're doing, and they're working in different directions. In the second book, they work together for a bit, and it is so funny.
That sounds good.
Their interactions are so good.
What's the age of the characters?
They're all adults. They're
adults,
all, like, fully grown adults. I mean, in the first book, it starts with the main character being a child, and then you follow her growing up. But that growing up happens pretty quickly. Most of, like, it's a fictionalized, a little bit fantasy, but not a lot, version of, like, the ascendance of one of China's emperors. And the twist is basically that our main character was the sister of the man who it was in history, but her brother died, so she took his place, so she pretends to be a man.
You did tell me about that.
Yeah,
I remember.
There's some really fun gender stuff in there, which is extremely fun to me, but also to other people, I presume. No, it's really fun. It's also that, basically, most of our POV characters are, like, horrible people, so it's great. I love seeing, like, people be absolute cunts.
I was about to say, you saying this with a big smile on your face. It's like
yeah, I love that, because it's just realistic. The kinds of people who are, like, important in these sorts of conflicts is like, yeah, if you're leading a rebellion, you're probably doing some fucked up shit yourself. Like killing a kid, which I'm always pro in literature. I think it's fun.
I love that you added in literature. Very important distinction here.
In real life, I only dabble in literature. I'm a big fan. You know? I love my horrible people. That's great.
I remember, I don't know which book fair it was, but at some book fair, I got like an excerpt little booklet for She Who the Sun
became the sun.
Became the sun, and I did like the writing style, so I might get into that. But my list is so long; it's horrible.
I wonder why that list doesn't get that much shorter.
Stop. I'm feeling bullied already. Okay,
you say with a big smile on your face.
Because I did enjoy. Anyways. So my second one, I honestly did not remember that I read it this year, and it might be that I just logged it at the very beginning of this year, but it wasn't my Goodreads, so I decided it counts. A Desolation Called Peace.
You almost said The Desolation Called P again.
I did! But it's Arcane Martine. I love the first one. I love the second one so much as well. We have discussed both of the books on this channel. Nothing more to say than that I love the world building. Personally, I like that it went with the first contact alien communication thing in the second book. I know you didn't like that, but...
Which is why it's not on my list.
But for me, it was... it was one of the highlights. I really liked that, so...
No, yeah, I know you really liked.
I remember being like, "Oh, this is so good," and you were like, "Ah, this is going into directions."
Me going, "I wish we did more fucked up politics." I mean, you aliens.
Yeah,
no, I mean that's fair. Again, like everyone
be like that.
Has different preferences.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
I was like, "Oh, I wish 19 ads had been in this one more."
True,
I love
true.
her, but I understand it wasn't
we got other people, you know.
That's true.
We got the captain.
19 Cicada is also big plus. I do love him, but
the thought of him being like on the planet, communicating with the people, was really fun.
No, yeah, it was a really good book.
Yeah,
but it doesn't hit.
It didn't tickle your itch. No, it scratched your itch. Imagine an itch being tickled. That'd be even worse.
Can you tell this is the one episode we're recording in the same room?
I was about to say you have to be a bit more like negligent with our gigglies this time, because we've already been giggling away the whole day, and so this is just an extension of Giggle Town.
We're just having a good time.
Yeah. My stomach muscles are already cramping because I'm giggling so much, but that's okay.
Listen, we're just two funny people hanging out. This is bound to happen.
Well, what's your number one?
I love that you asked us as if we hadn't talked about. Of course.
We talked about the bad books.
The beautiful Spear Cuts Through Water.
Oh, thank God, okay. I have the same one. I was about to think that you...
No! In fairness, it's not like your list is that long, right?
Shut up!
Where else would the Spare rank? Obviously, it's the best one.
For me?
The writing is so fucking good.
Oh.
It is so tasty. Honestly, I feel like I should reread it next year again because it was just that good. And it's so fun. I love the world building. I love every time we have a fantasy setting where gods are actually real and it is taken seriously to look at, okay, how would society actually look if powers like this existed among people, and how would that change? It's so good. It's so fucking banger.
I was just so, in hindsight, every single time I tell people about the book, and I'm like, okay, but, there's this thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, so see, the whole story happens in a play, and they look at me like, what the fuck is going on? But that was one of my favorite parts is, like an onion, the different layers.
There's so many good, and how the layers intersect, and Kima's there.
Kima's there. Yuna's fine too. But Kima's there.
Yuna's also fun, but
Kima's our boy.
Kima's way funnier.
Kima's just so fucking
Kima's just crazy.
He's so unhinged.
Kina's just like, well, I'm here, so I guess I'm gonna do this now. I guess.
Shrugs shoulders.
Yeah. No, it is so good. And also, the version I have is so beautiful, so...
That's true. I also love how they guilt him and it's like, do you really want to abort this man? And he's like, fuck's sake, okay, fine. I'll do the honorable thing. Instead of running away with my hot piece. But yeah.
I love how you said this as if it was like he was getting an abortion. You want to abort this man. I was like, what?
Post-birth. Post-birth abort. But yeah, no, my number one as well. It's so perfect.
It's just such a good book.
Yeah.
I mean, I say this many times, but I will say it again. I love when books are good. And
no, it does sound silly, but...
It is very important to me because I know some people also can have a lot of fun with mid-books or even bad books. And it's not like I have not also enjoyed books that I would say objectively are just not that good, but they had something in it that I loved. But I know some people legitimately enjoy reading bad books and tearing into them. Yeah. But I do suffer. I do like tearing into them afterwards. But that part's fun.
Is the suffering
but the actual reading, awful. So I'm so happy every time I pick up a good book. I'm like, oh my god, yes, it's so deep. Every time I read good writing, it's so gratifying. Even in the moment, I'm like, oh, beautiful sentences. This sounds so good.
It makes the process of reading feel very rewarding.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, okay, I just experienced a story or whatever.
It's such a joy.
The parallel processes going on in your brain being calm, happy, good writing. You have time to really delve into it instead of constantly being like, the fuck.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this?
Without your brain in the middle being like, this sentence sounds off. This should be different. Why is it written like that? You just enjoy the write.
I can't even imagine how hard it has to be for you, because I can write the trash wave. I can just, snap that part out of my brain, but
it has gotten much worse for me after I started writing myself, because then it's like you pay way more attention to how other people write and structure their sentences, and sometimes you go, oh my god, there's so many easy ways to fix this to make it not as clunky or weird, but they didn't do it, so you just have to. Yeah, no.
Well, On that note, do we want to
let's
progress?
Let's rip off the Band-Aid. Let's talk.
Okay, so the thing
about
is
the bad three.
The bad three. So the thing is, we have talked about our number 1 and number 2. So what's your number 3 in like worst books?
So I was debating this one because the thing about the list is it feels kind of repetitive to include books that I've already read. Because then it's like, because this year I reread a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So there were also a lot of good books I read. Like at the beginning of the year, I read This Is How You Lose the Time War, which is one of my all-time favorite books, but it's not on my best books of the year list.
Yeah. Because it's like...
Because
you didn't
obviously
discover it
I read
year,
Vicious this year, which is also one of my favorite books of all time, so it's also not on this list because it feels redundant. But then I was like, no, I think my suffering should be acknowledged. So, my number 3 on the list of least favorite books is Akamath. Our entire list is the same.
Our entire list is the same. So my number 3 is also Akamath.
Yeah, we read the same bad books this year. We read the same awful shit.
Since we covered the fact that I didn't read that much this year, I didn't have that much to choose. Yeah, no, I have Akamath at number 3 as well. It's just we did a lengthy video on why we didn't like it.
I mean, it'll also appear in this conversation again for me later on. But yeah, this thing, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if you knew, but on number 2, I have this book called Aqua War, which goes right along the same line.
Yeah, not only does it follow the downward trajectory of Akamath, it manages to have a steep decline in there to incredible depths, which I know you have read worse because you've read Crescent City 3. But
I wonder how it would compare now. Because at the back of my mind, I was always like, oh, but the Akatar series was not that bad. But since...
Now you're like, no, it is.
Now I'm like, oh my god, is it really? Like, I think Crescent City is, like, structurally worse in terms of that it's just too much and the cast is too big.
It's also longer, right? Than Aqua War is already long.
They're all around the 800, 900 pages.
But Aqua War is like, I think 700 something pages.
Too long.
Definitely too long, but I was like, Crescent City might be even longer, right?
Yeah, they're all around 800, 900 pages. No, Silver Flames is around 900 as well, I think. So that's why I was awful. Like, oh, it's long.
Someone should stop Sarah J. Maas. Like, at the 600 page mark, they're like, no, it's just no more words.
Her notebook just combusts.
Now just start editing so you can fit everything in.
I think Crescent City is, like, from, like, a... Handwerk, like from the
craft,
from the craft aspect is worse.
Yeah.
But in terms of how annoyed I was with it in the end, very similar to Aqua War. And Aqua War was a book I already didn't like on my first read.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In terms of betrayal, Akamath and Aqua War should be switched, but Aqua War is just genuinely
it is genuinely worse. So much worse.
Yeah.
I think it's very telling that even people who enjoyed Akamath often say that Aqua War is noticeably not as good, and no one likes it more than Akamath. I think that if even fans say, this is not as good, then you know that people who are more critical are like, wow, the fuck was this? And why did they put it out like this?
Why does this exist? Yeah.
Why do people like it?
Well, on that note...
I think for Aqua War, I can at least see, like, oh, you're attached to the characters from the previous books. You're like, so you feel favorably. However, for Powerless, the first book in a series, I cannot make that statement.
There was one person in, I think, our review post or something, who said we were a bit too hard on Powerless. I don't see that. With the most utmost respect, I do not see how you were hard on Powerless.
Yeah, I think it really depends in part on what bothers you, but also most of the other books let's put it like this. There is nothing wrong with having a very intense premise.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you execute it very badly, that usually means you leave a much, much worse taste in people's mouth. Which I think if you're going to go so hard on the ethnic cleansing Holocaust imagery and theming of your book, it makes its failures so much worse.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is some topics do require more careful handling because they are simply much worse things to write about.
A lot of the ideas addressed in like romantasy are looked at just a superficial level, and then it gets like the torture thing, right? It just gets thrown around in a way where it's like, oh, a person just gets tortured, and then it's like not so deep if you look further into it. But as you said, the ethnic cleansing, the very obvious parallels to the Holocaust, hiding under the floorboards and stuff like this, you can't. That's one of the points where if you stop at the superficial, big time. No. Big time.
It's just so much more unpleasant. But also, I think, what was it compared to? I think Lightlark. I think it was the commenter said that. And, like, that's fair. We can all, again, we all have our favorites and things that annoy us more than other things. So it's like, if you like Lightlark less than Parlous, that's totally fair.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, Lightlark also sucks. But also, as much as Lightlark's inspirations are obvious, the Sarah J. Maas influence on it is impossible not to see. It is not nearly as, hey, I'm just 2 other books in a trench coat than Powerless, you know?
I feel like if it gets to the point where you can see in reviews on Goodreads or anywhere else where people are like, you don't need to buy Red Queen, because this is just Red Queen but a little bit better, for example, because people had that opinion, right? Then that's too close. I feel like if somebody says, oh, this is such a similar vibe as then that's fine. But if somebody if several people go, but you don't need to read that other book because it's basically the same.
Yeah.
Then
I also think, like, this isn't even about, like, ethical considerations. It's just way more upsetting to read a book that is bad and constantly have that book remind you. Like, you could just be reading a different book that is basically the same, but better. Right? Like, that's just so much more annoying. And it also... It feels disrespectful to the reader to just whole cloth steal... Like, reproduce something else. It's like, you didn't even put in the work. That's even more annoying to me. I'm offended on the lack of effort into massaging Red Queen X Hunger Games into a more workable story. Because you could make that work. But Lauren Roberts didn't make that effort. And, like, again, if this was self-published, I wouldn't be so hard on it. I'd be like, oh yeah, a teenager put this out, they love this, and it became inexplicably popular. But the version we've read was put out by a big publishing house.
It was Simon Schuster, right?
Who have the money and the time to do the editing required to make this better. They do not, because they want to make money, but this also means that this is an oversight by people who could do better, who have the resources to do better, which makes it infinitely more worthy of critique than a thing someone puts out for fun, because they wrote it, they had a good time, and they were like, well, maybe someone else wants to read it.
I feel like it was self-published, and then it got picked up, and we discussed it in the Powerless episode, but I feel like it's such a disservice to just simply ride on the success of a self-published story instead of giving the author like the opportunity to be like, okay, here are the actual resources and here are people who know what they're talking about and know how to edit your story, and we can make this a more successful and just more stable piece of work.
Right, we could make this a better piece of work, not even just we're gonna change it to make it more marketable. It's already successful. You just have the chance with feedback to be like, oh yeah, now that I've written all these books already, now I have a chance to tweak things to make them work more even to be the thing I like, right? Editing is not people, I mean, it can be, especially in like traditional publishing, but it doesn't have to be. It can't, editing is not people telling you have to change your entire story to appeal to the median consumer. A lot of editing is people who see what you are going for and who like that genre and like the ideas you have, helping you make them better and offering you support.
Just proper tools. Just, I feel like the lack of quality control, basically.
I think the fact that even the German translated version still has typos in it.
Yeah.
Is truly offensive. Like, this, it's just, there are so many layers to why Powerless is so much worse to me.
Yeah.
But also the reading experience was just so much worse.
I also have to say, like, my limit is already pretty low, and my sister has an even greater ability to just fucking enjoy things, which I love for her. And even she said she's not even going to finish this book because it's so annoying and so badly written, and she constantly keeps finding typos. And she had a proper like copy of one of the books, so it's not like a bootleg version where it's like, oh, maybe there's typos in it. No, it was the actual published German version of the book, which is so insane. And the fact that, so, because a lot of you guys, like, your comments underneath the video when like, oh, the relations, like the family relations are so whack, so we went and actually looked up. Like,
right, also some of you explained it in the
some
comments,
of you explained it,
but
we saw that
is
like
crazy. Like, looking at summaries of the next two books,
insane.
It just makes you go,
absolutely
what the
insane.
fuck is happening? That is crazy.
I saw a comment being like, oh yeah, they're related in this way, and I was like, no, I have to look it up now.
It's just God, it's...
So it's like, it's not just a bad book, it's just everything around it and just connected to.
Yeah, again, while I was reading it, I was fondly reminiscing my Aqua War experience, which I think says a lot. I think this requires no more comment because Aqua War is also dog shit. That, it's so bad too. However, this is worse.
I basically had to grab you and be like, no, stop. You don't miss Aqua War. This is just
and I was
even
like, no,
worse.
I do.
This is just even worse.
It's just, no. There's, frankly, nothing in Powerless I find defensible. No aspect of the writing. The world building, the characterization, the writing, the plot, the vibes, it's all bad. There's none in it where I can even imagine who would like it if they just got, like, Red Queen instead. And we're like, yeah, actually Red Queen is better. Because at least that book makes sense.
One thing that I was also liking for me was that in most books, still, even if they're bad, right?
Yeah.
Right now I'm reading, spoilers, right now I'm reading Crown Tide. And even there you have emotional moments that maybe go, oh,
yeah.
You know what? No, credit where credit's due. Made me feel something, made me chuckle a little, or made me cry. None of that in Powerless. Like,
yeah,
it's just my emotions were not engaged, or like encouraged to be engaged in any moment. I was like, oh, sorry, your fake sister died. Sad.
It's just in all aspects. I feel like Powerless is a black hole that just there's nothing there. It's so empty.
I truly, maybe I have to reread Lightlark in order to experience how bad the Lightlark actually was.
Yeah.
But I truly cannot comprehend Powerless.
Like, also, even if they were equally as bad, I do think the vibes of Lightlark are just more pleasant to me personally. I think a high fantasy tournament where, the tournament sucks and doesn't do anything, same as in Powerless. But Powerless is so confused, you don't even, like, in Lightlark the magic's not good either, but at least you know who can do what magic. That's true. in Powerless you're just like, what? Huh? What? And frankly, an elemental magic system is a classic for a reason. Why do you want a guy who can just record things with his eyes and then blast those images out again?
And we still don't know how that works.
We don't know, because Lauren also doesn't know. No one knows.
Well, we have talked in great...
We have spent 4 hours talking about how much we dislike Powerless, and on top of that, we have also messaged each other about it regularly. It is just... Again,
shared
I think
pain.
one of the worst published books I've ever read.
Yeah, really,
if not the worst. It is that bad. To me, it is legitimately that bad. It's awful. Awful shit.
You're suffering.
It's just remembering reading it, I'm like, no. Yeah. We can't rehash it here, but that...
No. Redirecting you to the other video, because otherwise we will not get this one done.
Yes. We have other things to talk about which are way more
fun. Next one would be our favorite book moments this year. And every single time I forget what this actually means. I wrote down everything in despair cuts through water. There were so many aspects of the book that for me were new and exciting, from the way it was written, to the story that was being told, to the fact that I didn't know it was gonna resolve in a romance. Because in the beginning it says this is a love story, and it was like...
But you already forget that by the point.
Yeah, right?
Right. You're not thinking about that
And then I was,
anymore.
because of, previous experiences with baiting, I was like, no, this is not gonna happen. Also because my brain runs away with shipping the most random characters, right? So I was like, and it actually happening to me was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's fair.
And another one that's like not a book moment but a bookish moment is this year. I listened a lot to the podcast from Victoria Aveyard, and I have on my side, I don't want to fuck up his name, Soman Shainani, called Plot Twist. And it's really fun seeing like all these questions that I sometimes have in terms of like the back end of writing books and conceptualizing them, to see authors talk about it. I mean, I love Victoria Aveyard, so that's another plus, but that was really fun to get that additional information, because it goes through their process of publishing their current books. Yeah. So every podcast episode you're like, oh, they're further, oh my god, oh, these things that they talked about last week are finally happening, like, how do copy edits work and all that kind of stuff. So it's really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does sound very fun, yeah.
It does, and they are very fun. If you want to listen to someone who's like a little bit less fun than us, then you can go over to their podcast.
A bit more serious, a bit more informed.
Oh, they're not serious at all, but they are more informed.
Serious, I meant more like, I mean, we do swear a lot, so I was thinking of more like professional on that level, right?
They don't swear that much. She does a little bit, but not that much.
Again, because it's a bit more professional.
Yeah.
Which, again, like, you don't even know what we look like. You don't know our names.
Yeah.
You know nothing. We could be real ducks for all you knew.
Wow. But no, that was like a moment of joy for me, I would say, in the bookish. And we went to the Leipzig Book Fair.
That's true. That is also on my list.
It is? Yeah. I really liked that.
That was so fun. I love going to book fairs with you. I think it's so much more fun to do it with someone than alone. And I also think, again, same with travel, like, our taste of, like, what we want to do when we get there aligns, so it's not that one of us is like, I want to do that, and the other one's like, oh, fuck that. Yeah. Right? So that always works out really nicely. Yeah.
I would just suggest, if you are in Europe, in Central Europe, and you do have the opportunity to go to the Leipzig Book Fair in Germany, I think that's a great, like, event to go to.
It is really, really nice. It is very full, but it is also really nice.
Comparing it to the Frankfurt Book Fair, I would go with the Leipzig one.
Yeah.
But basically, because the Frankfurt one is more for business. So.
Yeah, so if you're not in the business of books, but just a reader, I think it's more fun. Yeah, no, I agree.
So what else is on your list?
First thing on my list was that sometime in, what was it? I think October. I finished my physical TBR. I read
Right.
all the books I had bought, finally. It had been on my list for all of this year, but I kept like borrowing other books and stuff and not reading the ones.
You also went to the library a lot this year, right?
A few times, but not actually a lot. So that was amazing. I mean, immediately after I bought books again, but it was just great to be like, oh my god, yeah, because for a while I was also, well, not quite to the degree, but I was buying a lot of books and I was reading a lot too, but then at some point my reading slowed down compared to how much I was buying.
Yeah.
And I know compared to other people, this is not a lot. I had like 25 unread books at some point. And at that point I was like, okay, I need to make a new rule for myself. I can only buy new physical books if I have less than 10. So I don't get way too many, because I just don't read that many in a year. Yeah. And I'm someone who likes rereading stuff, so even if I read a lot of books this year, maybe only half of that will be new stuff. And then I'll like borrow stuff from other people who are like, hey, I recommend this, you should probably read this. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to. And then I don't get to my own books, right? So yeah, that was just exciting. It felt so freeing. I was like, oh my god, I did it. Because I had mostly super long books on my...
It's a thing you only hear of in the myths, you know? The myths and the local legends of somebody actually finishing their physical TBR. Yeah. That's so cool. No, big props to you.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that part. Yeah. And the other thing I have on the list is that this year in August, I finished my first draft of my novel, which I'm also really proud of. Big applause! Big applause!
And how long did it take me to get back with the first couple of chapters? Like another 3 months or something.
But that's okay.
It was a stressful time.
No, that's totally fair. Again, it's not.
Yeah, but I'm really proud of you. Really, really proud of you.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of it. I mean, I will frankly say, the current shape is bad. A lot of the writing is awful because it's all first draft writing. A lot of it from like NaNoWriMo of 2023. Right. But just the fact that the draft is done feels very good.
The thing that was always funny to me is that it in Discord it shows up as playing something. So when I was on Discord and I saw Ren is playing Scrivener, I was like, yeah,
you go. Yeah. Oh, I love Scrivener. If you're in the market for like a writing software, Scrivener is so fucking good, and it is a one-time purchase. It's not expensive for how good it is, and you can keep it forever. Do you remember? I bought it at like 40-something euros. It's not expensive for like a professional grade software. No. It's really, really good. I can only recommend it. Even if you're just writing as like a hobby, because it's not, again, not that expensive, and it has a lot of functionalities that are really fun. Yeah. But yeah, that's my book moment.
Aww. Oh, well, let's get to the
reading stats. Mm-hmm.
Let's get this out of the way, shall we? My reading stats this year were abhorrently bad. So, remember in the first review, I was like, oh, I read, like, I don't know, like 15 or like nearly 20 books. And then last year, I was like, hooray, bitches, I managed 23. This is so great. This year, I read 10. 10 glorious book, which is still more than the average person, right? Finishing 10 books, amazing. I just want to give my official statement as to why.
Official statement?
Because you keep needling me on it. You're like, yeah. So in February this year, a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out, and I might have played the first and the second game, and I might know, due to, PlayStation logging everything, that I've spent more than 300 hours on this. So, this is where my other books have been waiting. This is why I got recommended medieval horror, because my whole social media is full of knights and gay knights. So, that's what happened. Also, I wrote down I didn't read as much in general because being an adult caught up with me.
Yeah,
and,
that's fair.
having to do a lot of work stuff was a bit stressful this year. And also because the Akotar series is so fucking long.
They're so long and they're so exhausting as well.
I had forgotten how long these books are. So honestly, I could have easily gotten more, but I didn't.
I was about to say, if you just banged out a few murder bot novellas, then you could have, like, easily gotten 2 more. But, yeah. I mean, that's fair. I also am not happy with my stats.
Yeah, but your stats are always on the charts.
I mean, I remember last year I was like, yeah, I think I can do 50 books. Yeah, I totally, I used to do 50 books a year.
Time.
Like, 1 a week, that's totally, doable. And then, those of you who are on Goodreads probably saw it, but at some point I shamefully put my goal down from 50 to 35, because I was like, it's not happening, man, it's not happening. But I have not, as of today, hit the 35. I'm on 34, but I'm reading the 35th. And
right now?
I expect to finish it before the end of the year. Because it's not that long. So
just clock it at 35.
Yeah, no, that's also what I expect. So 35. And the thing is, I've also realized that the time when I was reading 70 to 100 books in a year was when I was reading mostly YA, which we all know are 20 to 30% shorter than adult
especially
books.
If it's like a debut. Is like...
Yeah, especially. A lot of them were much shorter. And also, back then, I had a lot less hobbies that took a lot of time, because since then I have taken up, this podcast. This doesn't take that much time, but it does take time. A whole separate YouTube channel. Then I've also started writing, which is an insanely time-consuming activity, and it also gets to the same brain functions as reading, because you also need to reread your own stuff.
I was about to say.
I reread my whole first draft, which clocks in at 90-something K, I think, which... I mean, I can't log on my Goodreads, but, I also read that again.
No, yeah.
So, but yeah, writing takes so much time. I don't know why why I never thought about that when I was like, oh, I can do 50 again. That's totally doable.
There's also the research aspect of writing, where you're like...
Yeah, that too. That also, just reading other stuff takes, this year I've also been reading a lot of short stories.
Right.
Which also takes writing time, but I'm not gonna... I probably could, but I'm not gonna log a short story on Goodreads. That feels stupid to me.
That feels like a lot.
And it's not the point, people also say, oh, just listen to a bunch of audiobooks. But for me, that's not what my reading goal is for.
Yeah.
My reading goal is specifically for the activity of sitting down and
reading
with
words.
My eyeballs, reading that book.
Yeah.
Which is something I want to do more of. I already listen to a bunch of stuff while I draw or whatever, but that's not the same. It's simply not the same to me, and I want to incentivize myself to do the active reading thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, sure, I could listen to a bunch of audiobooks, and the stats would look bigger, but that doesn't mean anything.
It also,
then it's pointless. I don't need to cheat myself for a number I know is, that I cheated on it, right? That I didn't actually do the thing I wanted to be doing, so.
Yeah. I think it also depends a lot on what kind of audiobook you're listening to, if you even can do something on the side.
That's also
I
true.
love listening to audiobooks. It's a way for me to actually get through longer books, because I just don't have that much sitting down time. And I can do it while working out perfectly fine, but I could never listen to an audiobook and paint at the same time. If it's just shapes and colors, then that would work. But as soon as I need to use my little brain to, get anatomy or perspective then I cannot listen to an audiobook. So, even then.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to a lot of, fiction podcasts for a bit, because I was scanning in a whole sketchbook, and that took forever, and, it's not like you can... because my scanner is in a different room than the computer I used to check in the scans, I had to walk back and forth, so I couldn't, watch anything while doing it, so I was listening to stuff while doing it. And so I could have listened to audiobooks and logged those, but again, that's not
That's not the idea.
It's not the point.
Yeah.
For me. Like, I think it's totally valid to listen to audiobooks and log that on Goodreads.
Mm-hmm.
Goodreads is a site about stories you've read and putting a review, like, reviewing those. Like, there's nothing inherently lesser about listening to a story compared to reading it. Like, you know the story. You can have an opinion on the story now. It's fine.
Oh, this is an anti-audiobook elitism channel.
Yeah,
like
I legitimately do not care. It's like, yeah, of course it counts, whatever. Like,
yeah.
If you define reading, like, again,
depends on what
reading
you're looking for.
Can mean very different things because language is fluid. If you just care about people having consumed the story in order to review it because otherwise the review's pointless, audiobooks are totally fine. If you're worried about literacy rates, audiobooks are not fine because what you're worried about is the skill of actually comprehending written text, which is different. In that case, it's like, well, you do want people to read actual words on a page. But for Goodreads and, like, book review, it doesn't matter. It just simply does not matter.
Audiobooks are a great idea if you're, like, scared about listening comprehension skills.
That's true.
Which are also not, like, doing that well.
Audiobooks are also great if you are not speaking that language and want to figure out what the fuck things are pronounced as. Because some languages, looking at English here, have some extremely whack pronunciation because it's just 3 different languages in a trench coat which have very different pronunciation guides. So it's like, okay, how do you pronounce this? I guess I'll find out someday.
If you've ever wondered why sometimes we call them ricin, sometimes recent, and the same with Feyre and it's because
different people pronounce it differently.
It's especially because we, like, with the German context of how we would say these names.
It's just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, so there you have it. So how do we want this to change? I wrote down just read more because I didn't feel bad about not reading as, like, it wasn't because I was having, like, a mental health crisis or, like, just like something going on that I'm like, oh, I want to change it. I had an amazing time playing video games this year. So I guess I would like to read more in general because seeing you finish your physical TBR really inspired me. I was like, fuck, I need to get on that. So I genuinely want to read more of the books I already have. And I do have a lot of stuff on my list that I'm motivated to read. So I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get them going. I'm currently reading 2 books. One for the fucking spite of it, which is Crown Tide, and one which I fucking love, which is Assassin's Apprentice. That I'm very motivated now, after a little break on Crown Tide, to get back into and finish. So yeah, I honestly don't want to change that much. Just
that's totally fair.
Doing more again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I will say, basically, except for the books that I knew were not going to be great or good that we read for the podcast, and a few books I picked up from the library that, like, I had never heard of. I just read the back and was like, sure, let's try something new.
Which is honestly the best entertainment for me. Whenever you send me stuff.
Dude, some of that one book almost made it onto the worst books, but it was way shorter than Akamath or Akawar, and I was like, nah, it was simply not that bad. It was bafflingly strange, but, like, that happened.
The one where he describes his secretary in a weird way? Or the other one?
No, that one also was not great, but that one was better. I'm talking about the thriller that didn't understand how electromagnetic waves work. Which was full of baffling choices.
There were a lot of weird choices in that book, yeah.
But yeah, except for those books, everything else I've liked. All the books I still had on my TBR, I had a good time with. All the books I reread that I was like, oh, I loved this the first time, or the first 2 times I read it, let's read it again. I had such a blast. I had such a good time with rereading things. That's last book I'm reading for this year is another reread. After Powerless, I was like, no, I need to read good books. I need to read books that I know are good.
That you like, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm rereading the first Christina Henry book I ever read, Alice. which I liked so much that I was like, oh, I want to read more from her.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if I still like it as much.
It still holds up? Oh, that's interesting.
But so far I still like it. It's probably not going to be another Good Girls Don't Die moment where I'm like, Christina, the fuck was this?
The trust is broken, Christina. If you ever hear this.
It was simply not good. But otherwise I had a really good time. Like, most of them were really good. Some of them were not as good as I'd hoped, but they were still good.
Yeah.
I was still like, yeah, this is a really solid book. This is good. I'm having a good time.
Look at you.
Yeah, so that was great. But it was also necessary because if you're reading all 3 ACOTAR books and Powerless, you need pick-me-ups afterwards. Oh my god.
It's insane, yeah.
Those books, man. But yeah, I remember last year I was like, oh, I want to read more self-published stuff. And then I didn't read any of that this year. So that's, again, something I want to do for next year. And I think, even though I would like to read much more diversely, I have also noticed that, like, again, these books I checked out from the library where I was like, oh, I'm just, trying to broaden my horizons, being like, oh, I want to read something outside of just the fantasy genre fiction I mostly read. And I was just kind of not that invested.
It happened?
Yeah, no, I mean, the second one, that did have murder in it. Like, at first, I picked it up and I thought it was a murder mystery, but what it really was a police drama. And there I was like, damn. Because it was not badly written. The characters were not uninteresting. Like, there was clear work there where I was like, oh, I can see that this would be a good book if I was into this genre. Like, that I'd have a good time. But I'm not having a good time. I'm kind of just going like, I guess this is okay. Wow, I hate all these pictures. And that's, that's not super fun. So I'm like, maybe I should just try to read more stuff that I'm actually excited about. And just be like, yeah, you know what? You know what genres you like, just read more of those. Whatever.
Yeah. I have so much stuff on my physical TBR that is different because those are books that I just picked up or got gifted from other people. So I didn't even have to venture out that much. I would love to be like, yeah, let's get more medieval horror books, but I want to get through my physical TBR.
I was about to say, stop getting more books.
So it's like, well, until we can get to those, we gotta get through the others first.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, it happens, So,
this is a fun one.
The fun one. So what book would you want to gift to me?
So, one book I read this year, which I did like a lot, that I think you would also like, is Nettle and Bone.
Which, I've heard of that.
I mostly think you would also love, because the main character at the very beginning of the book creates, like, does some magic, and she has a dog made of bones. His name is Bone Dog, and he's so cute! And I think that's just up your alley.
It is up my alley. I love a good puppy.
Right? So I was like, damn, I think this would be for you. Well,
I don't have that many that I could gift to you that you don't already have, because I didn't read that much. But even though I haven't finished it yet, I would want to gift to you Assassin's Apprentice.
Oh.
I think you would greatly enjoy Robin Hobb's writing. You would enjoy Fitz as a main character. I think that'd be a character where you'd be like, oh, actually, I like this little guy. So yeah, that'd be my gift to you.
For a second, I thought you were gonna do something evil, like saying,
give you a crown tide.
No, you were like, I'm gonna give you a ACOTAR box set. I was like, dude, that would just be evil.
Why would you expect me to say something this mean?
You were chuckling so darkly.
No, chuckles darkly. You vicious little thing.
Oh, stop it.
It was more because I was like, well, I haven't finished the book, but I swear I like it.
Yeah.
I already did gift it to a person. So.
That's true, you did. And that was an odyssey in itself also.
Yeah. So do you have any, I know you're not really a keeping upper of releases, but do you have any releases for the next year that you're excited about?
No. Last year I checked a bit of what was coming up, but this year I was just like, I have no idea. And my, like, the recommendations list I have from, like, positive reviews from people I trust is so long that I was like, I'm not even gonna look at new stuff. I simply am not going to. Especially after last year, where I said, oh, I have sometimes, like, V. Schwab is, like, hit or miss. Like, sometimes she writes, like, really good stuff where I'm like, oh, this is a banger. Sometimes it's just kind of like, I don't know, Chief, this is not for me. And I said, like, I'm kind of excited for Bury Your Bones in Midnight Soil. And then I have seen several reviews, and it looks like that one's another miss, so I'm like, let's just not get hyped again for it.
I've seen people being really hit or miss about the book itself. Like, some people were like, oh my god, best thing ever. And other people were like, she has stabbed me in the bag. Like...
It's really funny when that is the reaction, because I'm like, V. Schwab has a real, how would you say this? There's a lot of variation in hits and misses in her catalog. It's like a really mixed bag. So I'm surprised that someone's like, oh, she has stabbed me in the back. Because I'm like...
well, maybe they only got the good ones so far.
Maybe so far they've only read Fishes, and they were like, wow, I thought this would be
feeling
good.
stabbed in the back on my count of
just like Victor Vale. But he was shot in the back.
Well, I do have... One is just pure interest. I do not plan on reading this book.
Oh.
It's Starside.
That's the Alex
Astor's
thing,
new
right?
book. It comes out early 2026. The arcs have already gone out. So I've seen that on her social media. It's her first adult fantasy. And I have the marketing pitch stuck in my head. Because if you've seen any of her original Lightlark videos, you know that she always, like, repeated the same thing. Like, for every video she was like, imagine there is an island, and every 100 years, and then she would be doing something, and she would always say the same script. She does the same thing for Starside. She's like, imagine there is a world where power isn't inherited, it's earned. And every 50 years, the world between... So it's like, I have it stuck in my head.
There's, like, something with swords in there.
Yeah.
Right? There's, like, special swords.
You claim swords and the power. No, it's... Yeah, there's different, like... There's two different worlds. There's the Star side and I think the Storm side. And then a portal opens, and then from the Storm side, the people can go to Star side. I think it's, like, 20 people, don't nail me down on this, that go over, and they have the and they have the opportunity to gain power by finding a sword and claiming that sword, and then becoming, Star side people. And the main character goes through the portal but is not interested in getting a sword because she's there for revenge. So I feel like a lot of times on surface, the things she comes up with sound interesting or sound like there could be a fun aspect to it.
There could be something there. But we know how she executes.
If it was developed a little bit more maturely, but I feel like it's stuck at a certain, like, level. But I'm just interested to see, because she's like, this is my first adult fantasy, so I'm like, okay, how much does that change from her?
This time the sex is explicit.
It's already pretty explicit in her other books.
More explicit. Or just more sex.
I don't... Yeah, that's why I'm wondering, is it just gonna be actually more, like, more developed than the previous
Is the
books?
actual story going to be more mature, or is it just...
Yeah, what will be the distinction between, like, young and new adult too? And then one book I'm actually excited about, also a little bit scared, because I might get stabbed in the back, is Tempest, which is the new Victoria Aveyard book. And for me, that will be the deciding point. Did I just like Realmbreaker, or am I actually enjoying her as an author? Because I'm not gonna bother reading Red Queen.
I think that's really interesting too, because it's like, you like her, but you never read, like, her breakout series that's hyped so much.
I'm seeing how it goes with Tempest, which will be a long fucking book, which I know thanks to listening to the podcast. For a long time they were discussing are they gonna split it into 2 books, and I was actually hoping they would, because I was like, please just make it.
Yeah.
But they decided to go with one. So I am actually very excited for that one. So we'll see.
Okay.
Those are the 2 ones we have. Yeah. If you remember me last year being very excited about Heavenly Tyrant, although I have not read that yet. I haven't. I do have the book. I just haven't read it yet.
It's incredible because you kept being like when the release kept being delayed. You were like, "Oh, I'm so excited to read it. I need to read it immediately." And then you're like, "Well, it's been there for a while." Yeah. But that's okay. You know, sometimes we have things on our shelves for a bunch of time. The last books I had on my TBR were like the second and third book to the Devabad trilogy, and I had those there for like at least a year. And I really only got to finishing them because I was like, no, I can finish my TBR. It's so low this time. I can actually do it.
You can act this is the one time.
Yeah.
So, yes. What book would you want the other person to read in order to discuss it together?
So, this is not a book I have actually read. I have seen it, though, and I would I would be curious.
Okay.
Because I was, you know how it is. I burned myself on the stove one time, so now I'm also cautious. And it is The Place Where They Buried Your Heart, the Christina Henry book that came out this year.
Oh.
Which I'm like, well, I am curious, because the thing is, the house that Horror built was like okay again, where I was like, okay, this is like a solid book again after Good Girls Don't Die.
Oh yeah.
So
we can do it together.
I was thinking, because I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do it just alone.
No, we can do it together. I have to say I haven't been keeping up with her anymore because
That's fair. That's so fair. I
was so baffled. I'm convinced that a ghostwriter forced her to publish whatever the fuck.
I feel like maybe her deadline was just too quick.
Maybe.
And like she didn't have time to do like a serious edit, or like I don't know if her developmental editor was just like, I don't have ideas for this. I guess it's fine. Who knows? But it feels so
uncharacteristic for everything else that she has put out. Also in terms of just depth and consideration.
Yeah, like there are other books by her where it was like, okay, this doesn't hit nearly as hard as the ones I really like from her, but they still felt like they were more than that one. Yeah. So
maybe we were just actually too dumb, and we still have managed to breach the further.
I don't think so, because there's a lot of other like reviews and comments on it that are like,
I know,
girl, what was that?
Yeah. So we not necessarily on the channel, but I would like to hear your thoughts, because sometimes I was like, I don't think I'm understanding this correctly, but I was having hard time finding online conversations on this. It would be Between Two Fires.
Ah, okay.
I think it could be interesting for you to read it, and just converse about what's happening.
Yeah.
Also because I'm fucking alone in reading this book. A lot of people have read it. I'm not saying this is like underground anything. I feel like it's the first foray a lot of people like me make into the genre, because it just gets recommended that much. But they're all such dude bros. Like the people discussing it online I've seen. I don't know. I feel weird. I want you to read it.
You want someone else to point at the main character and go, kind of gay, man.
No, that's actually the priest.
Okay.
The main character is just, I feel so bad for him. Actually, I shouldn't, because he does some fucked up shit in the past. He goes on a little,
So he has it coming.
Some things he does. I would say some things he does. In the end, I like the resolution and everything. I think you would also just enjoy it artistically.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in my head, it got a lot of visual things going. So I feel like you would also appreciate the,
Okay, yeah.
I just shook my hands at duck number one's head. So I was like,
No, I can see that. another book I think could be interesting to talk about, as we were talking about the unreliability of quality in V. Schwab's work, is A Darker Shade of Magic.
I have been wanting to read that for a while.
I read that forever ago. And when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, this was really good. The sequels
were something?
Less so. They weren't bad per se, but they were too long, and they were also, especially the second book, very much focused on characters that I don't care about. And there is also one thing that happens in the story that just puts me off on a fundamental level. But I think it would be interesting, to reread it, but also to have, like, the input of someone else experiencing it and being like, okay, these parts stand out to me. Because it came out quite a long time ago by now.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't new when I read it in, like, 2017 or whatever. So, I think it's
like
over
early
2010s. Yeah, I think it's been, like, 10 years minimum.
Yeah.
So I think it could be really interesting to talk about. And also, I think the first book can stand alone as kind of like an open-ended story, but like still as like it can feel complete by itself. You don't have to read the sequels if you don't want to. And frankly, I don't know if I would recommend them because they are way too drawn out. I don't know what the editor was doing, but oh my god, they are too long. They are simply too long.
Why are you making me read long books?
No, A Darker Shade of Magic itself is not long. But the sequels. Like, I think the first book is like 350 pages, 400 or something. But the second one's like 500. The third one is even bigger. They should not be that long. They didn't need to be that long.
I don't want to
Or at least they should be more interesting while being this long.
I was about to say, I don't want to come off as like, you know, like, oh my god, I want to read shorter books. Like, what the fuck?
We just talked about how many books you still have that you want to read.
It's more the fact that these, as you said, these books have no business being this long, while not being as interesting.
No, I mean, another friend of ours I know just never finished the third book because she got too bored like halfway through. So, this
could be me.
Again, where I'm like, you can read the first one and kind of stop afterwards because it's just, like, it can be a more open-ended, but still be like a story in itself. So, I think it would also be interesting to see, like, your thoughts on it after having read Vicious and how you feel like it compares.
Yeah.
Because I'm biased, because, like, I love Victor Vale. He's my baby girl. So...
yeah, no, that's cool.
But yeah, no, that would interest me as well.
The next question would be, what books have you read again this year? You guys definitely do not know. How they were holding up. Well, I don't know if you've seen, we reread the ACOTAR series. That was a book I reread this year.
A lot of thoughts.
A lot of thoughts. Too long, didn't watch the video. It did not hold up.
It did not. The first one, surprisingly well. I already wasn't super fond of it. I was like, actually, this is like a fine romance story.
It's okay.
It's not great or anything, but I'm not a romance reader, so I don't really, like, I don't have the comparison in the genre to say how it compares to the other ones, but, it's fine. Like, again, there's a lot of discussions of the first book online where it just, like, people are very, very vitriolic about it, where I'm like, the first one's actually the best of them, and it's the most fine.
I'm still convinced that it's because of Tamlin.
That is very possible. I never connected the dots before you said that. It's like, well, people who don't like ACOTAR generally won't like it, and also all the people who are really into Rysand also won't like it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, of course, if a bunch of the fans also hate it, then that makes sense. Yeah, I suppose why it's the least popular.
It also because it leaves like a bad taste in your mouth, because you feel sort of betrayed, because maybe in the beginning you liked that specific love interest, but now you don't anymore. So the whole
So when you think back on it, the
whole book kind of
get pissed.
Yeah.
I can see that. But yeah, no, that one I was like, it's not really my cup of tea necessarily, but it's not that bad. But then Akamath came in with the steel chair. That book, man, that book.
Saying something so controversial, it's so right. No, yeah. I wrote it down, but I crossed it out. I don't know why I crossed it out. Vicious. I think we read it this year, right? Held up perfectly fine.
Oh, Vicious was still so good. I was so happy to be like, oh no, I still like this. This is still a banger.
I mean, the first time I read it was on a plane. For, like, the whole plane ride straight, I was just in my little bubble reading this book and just, like, not believing what my eyes were seeing. Because I didn't really... Like, you didn't really, except for saying you have to read this, you didn't really tell me what it's about.
No.
And I never...
The fun is in reading it.
I never looked at the blurb properly, so I just...
You trust me?
Yeah, I just trusted you, I picked it up, I read it, so I was, like, constantly like, oh my fucking god. And the second time knowing what happened, it still did not diminish. I was more like, I was excited. I was like, oh, this thing is about to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Oh my god. So I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I reread quite a few books this year. I mean, This Is How You Lose the Time War at the beginning of the year, so good. Vicious, still good. I reread the Sculliman's trilogy, which I still love.
Right.
I reread Enchantment of Ravens, and I was like, I still like it. I don't think quite as fondly of it now as I did when I first read it, but that makes sense. That was years ago. I had worse taste back then. I was a less critical reader. Like, I wasn't paying as much attention. I just had a good time. And this time I was a bit more critical. I was like, actually, there's a few things where I'm like,
Yeah. I remember me being like, this was great. And you were like, it was, but...
However, there's some complaints.
However.
But no, and then after Powerless, You felt powerless? I first read the books I still had from the library, which were not great, as I mentioned. Yeah. At least not for me. Then I was like, I need to read something that will get me excited about reading again. So I reread Uprooted, and I loved it again. I loved Uprooted.
That's so nice. Little Naomi fan.
My beautiful Naomi Novik shelf. Now that I have that copy of Spinning Silver, they can all stand next to each other. Oh. No. I love Naomi Novik. Her writing is, like, specifically for me. We share the same taste.
Yeah, the same brain in that aspect.
I get what she's putting down, and I love it every time. Well, not every time. I'm not big on the Temeraire series, but that's fine.
Can't be a 100%.
Yeah, no, I think it demonstrates that I'm a critical thinker, that I'm like, no, I can dislike some, or not love some things, and love other things, by the same author, yeah. My brain is so big, you know.
Alright, so second to last, I think it is. Yeah. The favorite book couple of the year. I have one that I wrote down officially. I have one in my head all the time. So the official one is, of course, the boys, Kima and Yoon. From Spirit
Unsurprising. Yeah. Unsurprising. They're also on my list. I love them.
See.
Kima. Kima's so cute.
And then that official one in my head is, I don't know if we talked about it too much during, like, our ACOTAR videos, but the crack ship of Azriel and Lucian. It's like, and it got back to me while reading all the books, and I was like, it would be fun, though.
There is flavor there, right?
Yeah, there is chemistry,
there's are vibes.
Sizzling sass. So,
Why would you call it that?
I don't know. I feel like it's appropriate. Yes.
Sizzling sass.
Yes, fire magic. Well, anyways, I didn't write them down officially, but it was like, because it's not an actual favorite couple.
That's fair.
But you could count Victor and Eli, but they're also not actually, like, so.
That's true. They're divorced.
They're in the divorce era, and they have been always, forever. They started with the divorce era. They had, like, 10 minutes of friendship, and then...
Yeah, no, I also wrote down, like, red and blue, but that's not surprising.
Yeah.
They're just so good. I just love them so much. I'm surprised none of the This Is How You Lose the Time War. characters made in. Like the fucking memory called Empire and Desolation called Peace. The gay space people.
The gay space people. I think because, like, 2024, the year, for me, is so much, like, connected to those two books, to that series. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned them in the last review.
I mean,
For memory, called Empire.
Yeah, that's possible.
So for me, they're just very 2024.
Yeah.
So I do love them dearly. I was thinking about them a little bit when I read your book, because I was like, oh, the vibes are kind of similar. I don't know.
That's fascinating. I don't.
But that's because I'm so filled, you know.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Also.
So yeah, I had to give the boys the stage this time.
That's fair.
No lesbians this time, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right, I do love Gideon and Harrow, but they're not really together. At least not by the second book. But they are both gay, and they're both gay for each other, but they're not together yet. Because they're losers. It's very important.
It's idiot
so
for
that's
idiot.
Really funny.
Okay, loser for loser.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite ships, honestly. I feel like both.
I think you'd also enjoy Gideon Nav. Gideon Nav has such puppy energy. She's big and beefy, and she's so silly. It's so good.
I think I even have the book. Like, it's not like it.
Yeah. No, she's so cute. I love her.
No,
so
I've seen the content I've seen. I was like, this does feel very tailored to my taste. I just haven't yet.
Yeah.
I haven't.
You haven't quite dipped your toes yet.
Yeah. And actually, I basically need to faceplant inside the book for you know. Alright, so last question. What was your favorite video that we made this year?
So, I listed two, because I'm a cheater.
Well, I did cheat more than, okay.
So, first one that, like, I really enjoyed is the ACOTAR retrospective. I really liked putting together, like, all the thoughts on all the different books and being able to talk about, like, all the through lines and also some meta stuff, and also
because we don't do that
give some
often,
context on the other books that we hadn't read but like heard stuff about. So I thought that was just really fun to do and talk about. Yeah. That was really, really enjoyable.
Oh, your second one?
The second one is one that is going to possibly be a surprise because most people didn't watch it, but I really had fun doing the Vicious adaptation video.
Ooh,
that was fun to record. I had so much fun doing that. Even if people didn't watch it, I loved it. I loved it.
No,
I believe in it.
It was a lot of. I am a bit sad that did not get a lot of views because it's several layers removed from. What would you even, like, how would you even find the video in terms of, right?
No, for sure.
But no,
I understand that. And, like, it was fun.
No, I understand. I also wrote down the retrospect one. So, everything you said, we don't often get the chance to talk about something that we have so extensively laid down on our channel and then get to do overarching stuff. We have done overarching things, like, very early on in our channel, we had a Sarah J, like a Massiverse world building video, where I felt like touched upon similar like aspects of it. But yeah, just also repairing the retrospect, because in the beginning I was like, okay, wait, where are my notes? What do I want to write down? And then it was just like the one that scene in Hamilton, like no, and just
why do you write? Like, you're running out of time.
Just so much writing on notes. And then my cheat is I love every single tier list video. The tier list videos are so much fun.
They are fun.
Depending on who prepares them, either it's like a little gift that gets unwrapped for me, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I get to see all these things for the first time, and I get to sort them, and I love it. And on the other hand, I love to pick out stuff. Because we did the covers one this year, right?
The covers.
That was so much fun to pick out, and like also compare different versions of covers and stuff. So I love the tier list videos. I really do.
They are also really fun to make. That is true.
Though I think my very favorite tier list video was the one we did last year, which was the Crescent City theory.
That one was so good. I had so much fun with that.
Because I turned into a fucking scholar for that video.
That was incredible. Hearing the theories, I was like, wow, that's so much fun. Mm-hmm. I love that. That was so fun to do, but yeah, no.
So, there is that. And I'm happy that you guys enjoyed the tier list videos as well. We've only gotten, like, very positive feedback on that. Okay, so maybe let me quickly jump to the Goodreads award.
I'm curious, I haven't looked at them at all.
Yeah. I mean,
because, like, Goodreads awards are just stupid, because they're all just a popularity contest. It's just whatever is the most well-known book wins, right?
Basically. So, for those of you who do not know, every single year you can vote on your favorite book on Goodreads. They have different categories, like fiction, historical fiction, mystery and thriller, romance. Like, I feel like it's fairly well split. I think one of the few sections that's still a little bit muddled is young adult fantasy and sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think there's not enough young adult sci-fi to, like...
For its own list. But also it's obviously getting buried because fantasy is a far more popular genre. Right. So they're not going to make it on that list either.
Yeah, so it's a bit finagly. And as Ren has just said, it's completely, like, audience-based. So no critics' choice award, basically, but, you know, we are the critics. So...
And as we established, the general population has awful taste.
So the one I'm usually most interested in is romantasy.
Because that's where the crazy things are.
Because there were a couple books on the list that I was interested in. We had Onyx Storm, which is number 3 of Fourth Wing. We had Mate, which, if you remember, guys, is the second Bride book. And I think... oh no, that was not in this category. We also had Alchemized, which is, if you haven't noticed that, it's the officially, like, traditionally published version of the very, very popular fanfiction Manacled, which is a Dramoyne fanfic, so, like, Harry Potter, Hermione, and Draco. That also came out this year, and that was, like, a big sensational thing. I also remember that it got big in the news in Germany because they had to translate it so fast. They had 4 different translators for the book, and each of them got different parts, and they had, I think, 2 weeks or 1 week or something between getting the English text and having to get it out.
Oh, that's awful.
So that was, like, a big thing in the German, like, literary community, because they talked about that basically the 4 women who translated it for these, they did not do anything else. They just translated. They were in a group chat together. They had constant calls for continuity and stuff like that. So I was just interested.
Yeah.
So, Onyx Storm won. After that, Alchemized, and then a little bit later, Mate.
I'm glad the HP fanfic didn't win.
Just have a guess for me, my love. You think how many votes Onyx Storm got, and then how many Alchemized got?
Oh god, I have no idea how many people voted in these. Is this like in the 100,000s?
It's in the 10 to 100,000.
Okay, then I'm saying Onyx Storm got like 70k, Alchemized got like 65k, and Mate got like 30k.
Onyx Storm got nearly 300k.
What?
I'm not kidding. Look at this.
That's crazy.
It got 298,556. No, 65.
Okay.
I was Germanizing the number. Votes. And then Alchemized has 86k.
Okay, I was way closer with my Alchemized guess.
That was... when I saw this, I was like, this is crazy. Because usually the winners are like around the 80k, 90k mark, right?
Yeah.
For Onyx Storm has 300k.
It's also crazy because I heard it's bad, and I haven't just heard that from people who hated
There were
Fourth Wing. A lot of people were like, okay, the second one was already worse than the first one, and the third one was even worse. So that's crazy.
Want to hear another thing?
Oh yeah.
Crazy thing. If we go to young adult fantasy and sci-fi, I think it is no surprise that Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins
of course.
won. Well deserved. She goes and does her thing. Also around 300k votes. The runner-up is, drumroll, Fearless, the Powerless trilogy.
I'm going to fucking kill myself. What? That's evil.
65k votes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just thought you wanted to know.
Yeah, it's important to remember that the American public is experiencing a literacy crisis, which I think this is very exemplary for.
I'm so glad you're just really interested in that.
That's awful. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah. I basically those were the ones I wanted you to know. Because the other ones were just books we didn't read, didn't even know about.
Oh my god. Can you imagine being Suzanne Collins writing in a competent, interesting, nuanced book? And then almost losing to fucking Fearless?
And I mean, it's not almost, right? There's 240k views.
No, but just and this is the second place.
That is true.
You look at it and go okay, so I didn't have competition. Okay.
Yeah, basically you were I didn't even feel like I win. Because it's not a win, it's
what
just
is the
walking
meme
in.
Coughing Baby versus Atom Bomb, hydrogen bomb, you know? It's yes. Oh my god.
Just thought you'd want to know, you know.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, that is so awful.
So, how about...
The world's just not fair. The world's just not right. If anyone's ever, why are there so few good books? It's because you don't hear about them because the general public hypes up absolute dog shit. Oh my god.
Alright, so I've gone to our channel.
Yes.
I've gone to our posts.
Yes.
So on the post, where we did the little Dear Ducklings, have a nice year, a person Ribbon Quest wrote, they're excited for the Crown Tide video. I sure hope you are. I so sure hope you are. It's...
Dude, if no one is excited for the Crown Tide video, I am dead. If the Crown Tide video has one person who is dying to see it, it's me. I need this video. I'm so excited, man. You don't know.
It's you and Ribbon Quest.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Ribbon Quest is just me in a mask,
I've never seen you in the same room
to be make that Crown Tide video. Yeah, please, Crown Tide video. Now.
I am reading it. Is going.
It's going.
Don't say on that. No, it's just... initially I thought, knowing that this is not the last book, is gonna be easier on me in comparison to Sky Shade, because Sky Shade was oh my god, this is the last book, but I feel that was actually motivation to
be oh, I just need to get to the end and then we'll finish, and now you're dude, there's more.
This time I know there's one more book, and I've seen people, spoiler free, I've seen people being oh my god, Alex Astor, why did you do that, the last 50 pages? I'm so tempted. Dude, skip to the last 50 pages, read what happens, and then...
God, can you imagine if she, kills Grimm for a bit? A la, Rysand in Aqua War? No. It would be so funny.
Well, she did say, that Isla apparently decides whom she wants to go with this book. But...
She says that every book.
But it doesn't mean that she can just change her opinion in the next one. Right?
Also true.
Lots of happy holidays of y'all. Carrie Doris, I hope I'm saying this correctly, read House of Leaves this year, which I haven't heard of yet.
You haven't heard of it.
House of Leaves?
It was like really like a lot of people.
I'm on the unintellectual side.
I guess
of TikTok.
not. It's like it's more of a. I mean, I haven't heard of it on TikTok because I'm not on TikTok. It's like how do you put this? What's the word for it? Like it's a collection of different like media snippets that all relate to the same thing, and you like have to like it's like multimedia, and like you have like snippets that are in different directions, and you have to find the next one to continue, and it's like, and I think it's like a bit horror adjacent.
Interesting.
I'm still like at some point I saw it in the bookstore, but I didn't pick it up at the time because I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's so big and it's so expensive for like one book.
Because of the multimedia.
Yeah, for the printing costs, I assume are just higher for that. And so I didn't pick it up, but now like it's never anywhere where I could just pick it up. I'd have to order it. So I'm like, kind of ashamed that I didn't pick it up that time because I was interested in it, but then I was like, But no, I've heard that it's really, really good and interesting. So.
So I'll have to look up on that. And then, what are you doing, Carrie Dorse? Your semi-regular Faust reread.
That is crazy to me.
Props to you. I read that.
I fucking hate Goethe. I have personal beef with Goethe. So this is...
I think the personal beef with Goethe is like an universal German school child experience.
I mean, I also hate him as a person. I don't know if most people come away from like.
Oh no, I do hate him as a person.
Okay,
the things he did to his fucking poor wife.
Right, he's such a piece of shit. Into Schiller. This is not about Goethe, okay? Like we just hate him.
What did I? Schurte is the fake name, the shipping name. It was Schurte, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I do have to say though, the Faust reading experience in school was fun because our teacher made it interesting. My friend and I, for that time, had matching Faust and Mephisto like profile pictures on
That's
WhatsApp.
really funny.
Of that one stage play, I think it is, or was it a movie?
Which one were you?
I was Mephisto, obviously.
Nice.
And we even had matching matching statuses. Mine was Clubben with Faust. So
cute.
we were having the best time at the Walpurgisnacht. So props to you for reading Faust. I should read more classics, but then I have to vote on this because otherwise I will not see the results. The other post was the poll. Which videos did you guys like the most? 42% Powerless, which, I mean, was the...
I'm not sure. I assume a lot of people who voted just came from the Powerless video directly, which is fair. It is a fun video.
Yeah, it was fun to make, and I mean, not
hating
fun to read, but
is fun, and righteous hating is even more fun.
It feels like you're part of the fucking Inquisition. You're so convinced that you are on a holy mission to let people know that this is...
Yeah. Listen, there are already a lot of people calling it a bad book, but we also had to do it. After you read this, you're like, I need catharsis. I need something.
As the Germans say, we had to add our mustard, so...
Yeah.
But with 32%, the ACOTAR Retrospective. Yay! Very happy about that as well, since we
were also debating on doing it because we were like, we already did all 3 books. How much can we still say? And it turns out we could say a lot more.
Looking at the runtime of that video, good. 80% like the rest of the ACOTAR videos, and then a couple of people. We already addressed the Powerless Lightner thing. One person wrote they loved our 1-star review.
That one was really funny too.
I'm so happy you like
so
the
far
Bible
away.
word.
Yeah.
I barely remembered. It was like, oh yeah, no, I cooked with the Bible review. So funny because you were like, I was like, you definitely know the book, and you're like, no, I don't. I was like, it's the Bible.
I did not expect that.
Came out of the left
Jump scared.
Jordan Scott laughed our Vicious video. What else? Kalina liked the Spare Castor Water, which, it is a good book.
It's just so good.
And I'm so happy that you loved listening to us yap about it. Because we loved yapping. Another one for the guessing books by bad reviews. And another vote for our vicious videos. So see some some what is it called? Retribution for the vicious videos in the comments. Thank you so much on that. And it was so much fun.
No, they are fun. And I know it is the nature of the internet that people prefer watching bad reviews of things they dislike. Yeah. I understand this. I also do this. If someone has like a very positive opinion of a book, I'm like, I take it as a recommendation, but I don't really watch a full review. Or if I also liked the book, I don't really look for good reviews of it. I already have my opinion. So I totally get that. Yeah. Which is why it makes me so happy when you people talk to us about also liking those good books that we've talked about. It's extra special because I know not a lot of people watch these. Yeah, so it's like, I'm so glad you found your way there, and I'm glad you talked to us about it.
Like, from the own viewing experience, and then seeing that you're actually taking the time. It's so sweet. In general, this year, so much yapping under our videos, which I loved.
Oh, me too.
It's so nice to see the comments come in and be like, oh my god, look at you.
Yeah, it's comments are really, like, the best thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's a book club. It's like, we do want your opinion. We want you to yap. And if you have a really long comment, I'm excited. It's always like, oh, show more. Oh, this is gonna be juicy.
It's especially fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I want to keep the nature of the book club in the next year, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I don't think I have any more things that we wrote down, right?
No, I think that's it. We have looked back on the year in detail, the good, the bad, the what the fuck,
the questionable.
Yeah. So yeah.
Again, as Ren said in the beginning, feel free to, contribute even more with your comments and write us your favorite books or your least favorite books. Feel free to rant in the comment section and just tell us what you hated this year in terms of bookish content. And then we'll see you in the next year. Well, you'll be listening to this in the next year, but we will be recording for you next year with the Crown Tide video. Hopefully out mid to end January, maybe early February. Depends on...
Well, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes, right? I have to get through it first.
Right.
But yeah, you can definitely count on that. Because I also want to just share the news, I guess. I want you guys to suffer with me.
I am so curious. I want to know what happens in this book, but I want to hear it from you.
Yeah. Again, Bren has remained spoiler-free. You sometimes get snippets from me. And then you're like, what the
some out-of-context snippets, or just comments, and I just go, what is going on in that book?
One time I sent you a picture, and I was like, Crown Tide out context. And it was an Iron Man suit, and you're like, what the fuck is going on in this book? And you guys will find out next year.
I'm excited to learn.
Look at you being studious.
I love being educated.
Well, I fear you're gonna get psychic damage from this book.
Listening and learning the wrong lessons.
Maybe just listen, don't learn. Anyways, thank you so much for being here again for another year, for listening and for engaging and for giving us ideas, and yeah, that was 2025 and we're excited for 2026. Bye.
Goodbye.